Okay, so a few months ago, NZXT has announced their H5 Elite case. And honestly, if you actually followed our content in the past, you'll notice that we actually have a build featuring the H5 Elite right here. So what's so special about the H5 Elite? Let's talk about that.
Just for some information, the H5 series actually has two different units.
Oh yes.
The one is Elite we have here, and there's another one is H5 Flow. Flow, as the name suggests, they emphasize more on the airflow,
which gives you mesh, more mesh.
Yeah, there's a perforated airflow for the front piece instead of tempered glass. So now we just have to take it apart and see what is inside this case. So it's one-time screw securing on both side panels. No, actually it's just one-time screw. Back panel is two-time screw. The standard.
But removing is very easy. You see that? I will open the back panel first and push it from the inside lightly. And
yeah, it takes.
That's how easy it is. After we remove both panels, we can actually see the space inside. I won't say it's super spacious, but at least you get enough space for a lot of things.
Well, at least it's a standard mid-tower.
Yeah, you can say that. And of course, they do have the clearance. How do you do this again? It's magnetized, right? Magnets, yes. So if we look at the top right here, you can see that they actually have some clearance.
But it's common nowadays, we have this clearance. The clearance is enough for you to mount a 240 rats. Yeah, that's it. It's not
easily
a
240.
It's just 240.
Yes, not 280.
So as the power button, one USB Type A,
one Type
C, and
a combo
jack. I do hope there are more USB ports.
Oh yes,
especially Type A.
Personally, I will prefer
at least
two.
Yeah.
Best you can have 4, because you can see that there's plenty of space, but that's up to NZXT.
Yeah.
But if they can include 4 Type A, they will be great.
Let's see the bottom. What kind of filter we have? Because
for bottom, yes,
we have dedicated.
There's actually dedicated filters for
power
supply, and what's this?
And another intake fan. What's so special about the new H5 is they have a slanted fan position at the bottom so that they can so-called theoretically blow cool air to your GPU. If you take the back panel, you can see the front fan relies mostly on this. This part of the case for intake, and they do have fan filter. On the other side.
It is a filter, but to remove it,
is it magnetic?
A lot easier compared to it's a lot easier than those fixed ones.
So it is not permanently fixed, but instead you still can remove it.
Yes, you can actually remove this. How do I remove this again? I forgot. Okay. There.
Yeah, let's have a look at the front fan.
Okay, front fan.
They included two 140mm fans, right?
There's two 140mm fans.
And I can see the fans are mounted onto a special bracket, which you can remove by using just as 2 thumb screws.
There's 2 thumb screws here.
Yep. Then you can
you can remove it because we have the cable ties at the back, so we can't just remove it.
Yeah,
directly.
but the idea is like this. Let's say if you want to mount a 280 or 240 rats, you can mount it to the bracket first, outside the case.
Yes.
Then you only slowly slide it back in, lock it in, cable manage it. That one should be a lot more easier to do than some conventional cases.
Yes, this is actually one of the design that I think is
this is a very good design. especially fan brackets is awesome. So in total, the case gives you two 140 and a single 120. Is it single 120?
It's a 120 here.
At the bottom, they even have a special
Surprisingly,
cutout.
they didn't include another 120 at the back, which
The exhaust fan. I
which
mean, usually
they will include
exhaust.
Not they. Usually most of the case manufacturers, they will include one exhaust fan there, because if you've been building PC for the past decades, you can actually see brands giving rear fans instead of the front fans.
Yes, some no matter how cheap the case it is, they will give a rear fan.
Yes, at least a rear fan, so you can have the heat being exhausted.
So let's have a look at the cable management, not the grommets and the cutouts and everything. So we can see the back.
The back is actually the highlight, because for me, the front.
That piece of
What's the name
metal.
of this? The metal. That piece of metal is actually a pain to deal with. Sorry to say, it gives me a lot of trouble. So best if they can come up with different alternative for this if they really want to cover the cables right here.
Because it's metal. I can see that the cable cutouts, they don't have any rubber grommets, you know. So they are relying on
kind of dead nowadays.
Yeah. So they are relying on this single piece of metal to cover your motherboard 24-pin power, all those USB connectors. Yeah. Inclusive of your PCIe cable.
Basically any type of unsightly cables that goes to your motherboard can still be covered.
Yeah.
Not fully, but
at least
a big portion of it will be covered by the metal piece.
So they do have like those Velcro straps.
Oh yes, the Velcro strap is actually a very good inclusion nowadays.
What makes the Elite also special is that RGB.
Oh yes, this is
controller
for the front fans.
For the fans. So yeah, there's a controller for that. And there's two additional
this
2.5-inch drive. Well, tray. Should I call this a tray? Yeah, it is a tray. Yeah.
As for hard drive, do we even have any?
It is unlikely we have any place for the hard drive.
No, right?
No. And because of that fan channel at the bottom, it takes up that space, and it kind of also limits the power supply length as well. But honestly speaking, for standard ATX power supply, you should have enough.
Still fit in this case, so that is
not really a
big
problem.
Issue.
Because for those who can afford to buy those super long, high power supply, that means they are trying to fit in high power components, which is expensive as well, and they might want to get something higher end case.
Even
for example,
case.
the NZXT H5, the new H5, who knows, right?
Here's the thing, if you're interested to know how a system fits inside this H5 Elite looks like, you can check out our build, the AMD build last year, or you can look at this quick glimpse of the shot we have for that build, just for a quick reference in case if you wanted to know how your system will look like if you're getting H5 Elite. Okay. And for the price, yes, what's the price for this case?
So the H5 Elite will come in two different color options, black and white,
obviously.
Okay. Well, the Elite is priced at 599 ringgit Malaysia, 599. And the Flow priced at 389 ringgit, 389 and 599. Well, of course, the difference is the RGB fans, the RGB controller, and tempered glass for that. Wow. So, I would say the Elite is more suitable for those who like to showcase a build.
But if you're looking for purely cooling performance, practical, and of course price, Flow. The Flow is what I will recommend. And personally, I will get the Flow because I prefer to have better airflow and not having any tempered glass. Yeah,
Okay.
so I guess that's pretty much it for our quick overview and teardown of the NZXT H5 Elite for today. And we will see you guys in the next video.
Bye bye.